Have you guys heard of estrogen dominance? You know what I'm talking about. The boobs are swelling, you're bloating, there's back fat, you've got migraines, you just don't feel like yourself. Well, estrogen dominance is real, and we really need to be talking about it a whole lot more. It's not brought up in the exam rooms. It's not even tested for. But what we're gonna do today is learn how to detox your estrogen. That's right, even the estrogen that you make, not even estrogen that's coming from somewhere else, but how to break it down, how to move it through your system, so all those crazy symptoms hopefully can go away. And of course, the best part of this, hopefully they'll go away naturally. This is all about the East-West approach. We're merging medicine, mixing things up to find answers that work. All right, let's get into these foods. These are some of my favorite foods, and you're looking at them and you're like, seriously? But I'm being serious. I actually love these, and I love them for lots of different reasons. The first family of foods that we know really helps to break estrogen down is the entire family of cruciferous vegetables. Now say that 5 times and you win a prize. No, just kidding. The cruciferous vegetables, we're talking about kale, which you see here, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. That entire family actually has a compound in it. Here's another big word. I should do quizzes at the end of these, but here's another big word, indole 3-carbinol. And that's actually a compound that helps to take estrogen from point A and move it to point B, working through your system so that the estrogen is used in the right way. If that's not happening, we're back to breast tenderness, bloating, migraines, headaches, and worst of all, diseases of inflammation that none of us want. So getting these cruciferous vegetables in is key. Now there's so many great ways to use these. Some of you like them raw, which is great. Some of you like to blend them, and yes, you can even blend cruciferous vegetables into a green smoothie. And if you want ideas on how, don't forget, I have a video on how to make those green smoothies. Check it out and learn more about maybe mixing these things up so they're actually really yummy. They're not raw and they're not bitter. So I love green smoothies. It's an easy way to get them in. Sometimes I'll do about 3 or 4 a week and make sure to include something from the cruciferous family in there. Kale is usually my go-to because it's pretty easy. Now let's say you don't like that raw, that sort of bitter taste. Well, you can steam this, right? You can steam any of these vegetables. You can cook them lightly. And one of my newest favorite ways of having all of these is using the air fryer. I have become like an air fryer fanatic where I'll chop everything up, add some olive oil, add my favorite seasonings, mix it all together, and literally it's 8 minutes in the air fryer at about 350 or 400 degrees. Take it out. You've got yummy cruciferous vegetables for days, and you won't even crave those crazy potato chips anymore, I promise. And if you do, let me know and we'll figure that one out too. So the cruciferous vegetables, really great with helping you to break estrogen down. Well, let's move on. I love the omega-9 fats, and I want you to remember that too. So far we've got a quiz going. We've got estrogen detoxification, indole 3-carbinol, another big word to remember. Now we're talking omega-9 fats. And omega-9 fats, one of the best sources is actually olives, olive oil, and even avocados. They're critical for, again, moving estrogen through the body and really helping to support the liver. They have an added function of supporting the gut and keeping all the gut bacteria stable so that, again, estrogen is used in the right way, right? We never want estrogen to build up, so our omega-9 fats are helpful with that. All right, so cruciferous vegetables, olives, and our omega-9 fats. Again, my favorite things, love mixing all this stuff up and together. Let's talk about one more fat that's really important for breaking estrogen down, and that's your omega-3 fats. Now, omega-3s, you probably heard about, so many studies, so many conversations around omega-3 fats, but they do play a role in hormones and hormone balance as well, especially when we're talking about estrogen. Now, one more sidebar on estrogen here. Now, we're not just making estrogen. Many people think, well, you know, I'm in menopause or I'm on the pill, my estrogen levels don't matter. It matters because it's not just the estrogen in your body, it's also the estrogen that you're getting outside of your body. Remember, all the toxins in our environment up are exogenous or outside estrogen. So really understanding this concept is so important to prevent what I've been calling dirty livers and dirty hormones. So the omega-3 fats are going to be found naturally in foods like salmon, tuna, your chia seeds, all of these foods, trying to include at least 2 or 3 times a week. Really important for hormone balance and for estrogen detoxification. And again, salmon, so many fun things to do with it. I like the air fryer. You can broil it, you can bake it, you can steam it. Again, have fun with food and learn to get in the kitchen, because so many of our remedies, our natural remedies especially, are right here in the kitchen. All right, I'm still not done, believe it or not. Fiber, really important for helping with estrogen breakdown. So many of us don't get enough fiber, even when we're eating healthy. How many of you are like, light salads all the time, Dr. Taz? I hear that over and over again in the exam room. And yes, salads are giving you some fiber, but they're not giving you enough soluble fiber. And that's really what you need to move the stuff on through. So maybe taking in a tablespoon of ground flax seeds or a tablespoon of chia seeds, the very things that also have the healthy fats in it, is a way to break estrogen down. If you don't like those, adding in oatmeal or adding in psyllium husk, which you can pull from over the counter, those are additional sources of dietary fiber that help to break estrogen down. Now, not to geek out for a minute, but I'm a geek, so I have to do this. But when we don't get enough fiber, I get all these great stool tests and tests of the microbiome back that I get to look at day in and day out at Center Spring MD. We will see that patients that don't get enough fiber actually have problems with ruminococcus. I love all the big words I'm using today. Ruminococcus, which is a gut bacteria that is involved in estrogen metabolism. So hopefully you're seeing all the connections, right? Food determines our gut health, determines our microbial health, determines what's happening with estrogen, influences what the liver's going to do, and really hopefully prevents us from having dirty hormones and dirty livers. All right, now speaking of gut health, we got to dive into another category. The gut is essential for hormone breakdown and hormone detoxification. And so many people think it's okay to walk around bloated or with an unhealthy gut or with IBS. It's simply not true. And please don't let anybody tell you that. The East-West approach to medicine is really looking at the gut as ground zero, the liver as the second place to go, and almost everything else comes from those central places. Now, how do we balance that gut? How do we balance the gut bacteria that we were just talking about? Well, I love using kefir. Kefir is a fermented drink. It's been around for centuries, used a lot in Ayurveda, used in Russia, used in China, to again repopulate good bacteria right here in the belly so that your body can take dirty estrogen, break it down, and hopefully get rid of it. I love it when the research matches what these guys from Eastern systems of medicine talked about thousands of years ago. Now we've got all these studies talking about the microbial population of the gut and how it's important for estrogen uptake and recirculation. And when we don't have it, then we know that there are more symptoms of estrogen dominance, which then leads to inflammation, which then leads to the diseases that I don't want to talk about right now because I don't want to put it out there. Now, while we're talking about stuff to balance your gut and to balance your microbiome, I almost forgot, I have a treat for you guys. How many of you are fermenting your veggies? Yummy, right? So this is actually kimchi, which is fermented cabbage, sauerkraut as well. And both of these have a very strong taste. In fact, my team was like, please put those away. They taste terrible, but I actually like it. But again, these are ways to get in and repopulate the gut flora, get that bacteria right to where it needs to be so that hopefully you can metabolize your hormones effectively and you're not a victim of a dirty liver, dirty hormones, or estrogen dominance. Now, if you like this video, don't forget I have tons of videos on estrogen dominance and how to detox your hormones. Check those out right here. And I post new videos every week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.